Good to be here. Thanks for the opportunity to speak about this. I specialise in cases which involve injuries suffered abroad. So I see lots of very sad situations, um, both where people have travel insurance and where they don't have travel insurance. So I wanted to talk to you about travel insurance with the holiday period approaching. Um, to start with, some interesting statistics. The Office for National Statistics reports that UK residents made 71 million trips abroad in 2022. And a 2024 Forbes Advisor poll found that 42% of Brits don't have any form of travel insurance when they travel abroad. So, taking those two stats together, that means approximately 30 million uninsured trips are made by UK residents each year, which is obviously a huge amount. And as I said, I see lots of situations where people are injured abroad when uninsured. But let's start to speak generally about preparations for a trip. So I think the first question you need to ask yourself, do you already have existing cover? Sometimes cover is included with bank accounts, for instance. So if you do have cover, check that it remains valid for this specific trip. Is the policy still active? Does it cover the geographical location that you're traveling to? Some policies might just restrict cover to Europe, for instance, and therefore if you're traveling to the Americas, you won't have cover. And make sure that it includes cancellation cover. Obviously, if you don't have insurance, my advice is you get it. Take the policy out as soon as possible following the booking of your trip to make sure that if you can't go away, you're not going to lose out. Next thing to check would be, are there any exclusions that would mean you're not covered for specific activities that you'll be undertaking during your trip? Two things that immediately spring to mind: winter sports, so skiing holidays, or water sports. Have you declared all pre-existing medical conditions? Now, this is really vital that it's done accurately. My advice would be as open as possible with your insurer about this. If it comes to light that there was a pre-existing condition that wasn't declared, this could potentially invalidate a policy, meaning that you wouldn't be covered. Does the policy cover medical treatment and repatriation? Big underscoring under "and" there. You want treatment and repatriation. It's really important to understand that the GHIC card alone does not provide comprehensive cover. It may allow you access to local state healthcare, but there will likely still be a cost, perhaps a significant one, and it does not cover medical repatriation. Also, take a copy of the policy with you. Make sure your family or holiday companions know who you're insured with and have access to the policy and the emergency contact information. I've seen many cases, unfortunately, where people have suffered serious injury abroad, and they've either had insurance, which is very helpful most of the time, or they've not had insurance, which can cause serious issues, which I'll talk about. So if you suffer a severe brain injury abroad, you may not have the capacity to look after yourself. And it's really important that you think about that scenario. That's why, as I've said, you need others you're traveling with to know who you're insured with and have that emergency contact information so they're able to help you if the worst happens. I advise you to contact your insurer immediately and ask for help, and continue to keep them updated and liaise with them throughout. If you're uninsured and need significant medical care, this could mean very significant costs, likely in the tens of thousands of pounds. It will also likely mean that your stay and those you're traveling with stay will need to be extended. They'll therefore need further accommodation, and there'll be further expenses, living expenses, but also flights home, which will have been cancelled and need rebooking. And if you require repatriation, that can also be extremely expensive, again in the tens of thousands of pounds. So overall, for the average person, If a serious injury is sustained abroad without adequate travel insurance cover, it could mean severe financial consequences, which will then be felt for years to come. For some, it could even mean financial ruin. So that's how important it is to have adequate insurance cover. You often see in the news GoFundMe pages oftentimes asking people to have help to repatriate people, which is very sad to see. So first of all, I want to say you should absolutely continue to go on holiday if you're able to, but it's vital that you have adequate insurance. Seek help when taking out insurance, be that from family, friends, potentially your case manager, carer, or even your professional deputy. Make sure the insurer is fully aware of your medical condition and your medical situation as well. That's even more important when you're traveling with a brain injury. And it may well be that you need a bespoke insurance policy to provide adequate cover for you. If you don't have travel insurance, get travel insurance. Get it as soon as possible following the booking of your trip. If you already have travel insurance, check that it's applicable to the trip you're about to do. And then make sure that your insurance provides adequate cover for things you're expecting to do, in particular, medical expenses cover and repatriation cover if you are to be injured abroad.